Hello, travelers. Joey.
Lainey. This week we are at our house in South Carolina enjoying an epic snowstorm.
That's all that's left. But we wanted to make a quick video while we were inside staying warm these last few days to answer the age-old question of how much it costs to be a weekend RVer.
Stay tuned and we will tell you all about our 4-day trip to the Tampa RV Show.
See you inside. Look at me. Oops. Come on. There are tons of new videos out on YouTube about the Tampa RV Show. We didn't end up filming a lot at the show, so we decided to put together a little video about how much it cost us to actually get to the show for the 4-day weekend.
First, let's start off with a few questions about the show. Was it worth driving 8 hours to the show?
The show was pretty cool, but in my opinion, there was also one in Columbia, South Carolina, which is 10 minutes from our house, and that show probably would have been about just as good as the one in Tampa. I'm not really sure what I was expecting there, but it just wasn't quite as exciting as I thought it would be. What about you, Lane? What did you think about it?
Towards the middle of the show, me and my sister's legs were about to break off because they hurt it so bad.
There was a lot of walking at the show, that's for sure. And it probably didn't help that we had a very long travel day the day before just to get to Tampa, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. For the last question, do you think we'll go back next year?
I hope so, even though it wasn't quite as exciting as I thought. The whole trip was surely fun, and I'd definitely like to go back next year if we can. How about you? You want to maybe take your rollerblades next year so you don't have to walk so much?
That would be a smart idea.
Yeah?
Or maybe our bikes.
Yeah, might be good. Maybe I could even get an electric bike by then.
Dada! I know you want one, but
it will be hard to stop on that grass.
Yeah, it might be true.
And it will be hard to pedal and stuff.
Now let's get to the nuts and bolts of this video.
What do you mean? You ready to go over the actual dollars?
I think that's what I mean. Sounds about what I mean.
All right, so let's go over the costs that we spent for the 4 days on the trip. Where'd we stay?
For the first night, we stayed at a Cracker Barrel.
Freebie! I like those. How about the second and third nights?
For the second and the third night, we stayed with Let's Talk More Journey and Finding Our Someday at Lazy Days Campground.
That's right. That was also a big reason that we even went to the show, wasn't it?
We've already met Let's Talk More Journey at their rallies, but we haven't ever met Finding Our Someday.
That's right. So
that was fun.
Yep, we got to hang out with LJ, MJ for another time, and then meet Finding Our Someday, and also see a couple of other friends that we met along the way, didn't we? The cost of the show or the camping was $449.
Well,
then we left Sunday night. Where did we stay Sunday night?
Yeah, at another Cracker Barrel.
Freebie! Another free night.
Mm-hmm.
So the total for campgrounds was $449.
The next cost on our list is diesel fuel.
Fuel! Very expensive line item. I had a budget of about $300 for the trip, and we busted that pretty good. I was looking into it, and that was because we actually started our trip with 0 miles to empty. So we went about 5 miles from our house and had to fill up. Just based on time, and I didn't have time to do that ahead of time. So I included that in my tally, and we spent a total of $423.86 on diesel fuel.
Whoa.
Pretty steep, huh?
Uh-huh.
Next up, groceries and eating out. How many times did we eat out? Do you remember?
I think we only ate out once in Florida.
First time we've ever been on a trip, maybe even ever gone through a weekend with only eating out one time. Now, we did get some snacks at the gas station, stuff like that, but as far as going to restaurants, we just went to one restaurant. All right, Lane, take it away and tell them how much we spent eating for the 4 days.
We only ended up eating at one time at a waterfront restaurant in Tampa. We spent $100.31. That's a lot of money, actually. Mom also did a Walmart pickup order before we left for groceries, and that was about $106.76.
Mercy. So what was our total?
That brings our total for food to $207.07.
Man.
That was a lot to say.
Can you add those numbers that fast, or are you looking at notes?
I'm looking at notes.
Oh, that's what I thought. So we've got 2 more items on our budget list left. I'll talk about the not fun ones, and I'll let Lainey over here talk about the fun ones. So we have traveled probably 20,000 miles since 2021, including our full-time trip that we were on, and have had 1 flat tire until now. We ended up with a flat tire on the way to Florida and a flat tire on the way home from Florida.
So basically, it was a blowout.
Yeah, the one on the way to Florida was a blowout. But we changed the flat tire. That was no big deal. The big deal that we ran into that I may try to remedy was that once we used our spare, we didn't have another spare. So then we had to track down a tire shop to replace our spare, which on the way home cost us a few hours. On the way there, we were okay because we waited till we actually got to Tampa, and then I went out and found a tire when I had time. But on the way home, we had to find a Walmart. I think we ended up at Sam's Club, and it was in Gainesville, Florida, and it was just crazy busy. We were trying to pull the camper around, and it was just not a good spot. So I think I'll end up with 2 spare tires on our next trip. But there's a picture of our brand new spare tire. And the pricing, the first one was $148.64. Second one, which is this brand new one here, is a little bit smaller size, but it was good for a spare. But it was $88.98, bringing our grand total for maintenance to $237.62. This was not in our budget, so there's something to point out. Maybe make sure you have a little bit of maintenance in your budget line item just in case, because you never know. Okay, Lane, now time to talk about the fun part of the budget.
Yay, I love the fun parts. Let's start at the RV show.
Do you think it was expensive or kind of cheap to get in?
Kind of cheap.
It was pretty affordable to get in the show, but I will say we did take our own lunch, which was very fortunate because we did try to get ice cream on the way out, and it was going to be $12 per ice cream cone. That is insane. Very expensive.
It's insanely a lot.
So I would suggest to definitely bring your own food. Mm-hmm. But how much did we pay to park at the RV show, and then how much did it cost to get in the show? Do you know that?
To park at the show, it was about $15.
$15. Do you remember whenever we went in the parking lot and I paid the parking attendant, I thought we were actually buying the tickets for the show. So I said we have 2 adults and 3 kids. And she said, you're only paying for parking. You only have one truck.
That was funny. And it was around $30 to enter the show.
Yep, we only had to pay $15 for me and Jamie because the kids are free.
Yay!
All right, what was our next adventure after the show?
We went to Weeki Wachee Springs State Park.
What did we see there?
We saw the amazingly cool mermaids.
Oh, man. This is the second time we've seen them, and they are really, really cool.
It was crazy insane.
We've also got a video about that when we went in 2021. I think it's called Mermaids, and we'll link it at the end of the video. So how much did it cost to get into the park?
I think it was around $52.
$52 to get in, which very, very worth it. Now, I will say, in the summertime, it was. The only thing that we could do, being January, was basically watch the mermaid show. Mm-hmm. In the summertime, they have a
water park.
Yep, a big hot springs
has
a water park and kayaking and tubing and all that sort of stuff that you can all do for that same $52.
We went last year, and it was fun.
Yeah, it was quite a few years ago. And
the mermaids are at an underground theater, too. I think.
It's a very neat show. You should definitely look up Weeki Wachee Springs State Park. But then the girls conned me into doing a little extra at the state park.
After the mermaid show, we went to the gift shop.
How much did you make me spend at the gift shop?
We made Dada spend $56.70.
Only live once, I guess, right?
Yes.
So, what was our total that we spent for
The total for that adventure?
For all of our adventures.
For all of our adventures was $153.70.
That's not too bad, I don't think, for the trip. That's probably definitely one of our smaller line items, so not too bad. So that's all we have. That's all of our line items. We did camping, we did fuel, we did groceries, we did maintenance, and then we did our adventures.
You should definitely go to the mermaids. The mermaids was probably the best part of the trip.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
And one of the mermaids, when they came out, they went to the glass, or I think it was when the show was going over. One of the mermaids came to the glass window, and it was fun. She put her hand on the glass.
That is the end of our budget video for weekend full timers.
I mean, we like to camp. It's really fun. You should definitely try it.
Oh, that's great. Very motivational.
You should definitely try it. It's fun.
I will say that of all the camping that we've done, this is the first time I've actually sat down and compiled all of our expenses, because it is a little bit of an expensive hobby. But man, it's so well worth it. And we make a ton of memories with the kids. And you know, if you don't go back and actually look at how much you spent, then it doesn't really matter that much. Isn't that right?
Yeah,
Maybe.
I think so.
All right, thank you for watching this week's video. Our past videos have been from our full-time trip back in 2021. We still have some footage to go through there. But yeah, we're working on that. So we'll still be posting some videos about that, but we also might jump in every once in a while and throw out a new video.
Yep.
You good?
I think so.
All right, Lane, finish this up.
If you thought this video was enjoyable and helpful, please hit that subscribe button, because we would really appreciate you to hit the subscribe button and like this video. Me and my dad don't want you to miss one, because they're always awesome.
All right.
Until next time.
We hope you have
A safe, simple
travels.